주체 배고 2016년 1월 6일 10시
김정 부슈와
주체 조선의 첫 수소탄 시험이 성공적으로 진행되었다.
So this is going to be tabled in the 8th session of the 16th Legislative Assembly of Karnataka. It is bill number 79. All right. It is called the Karnataka Hate Speech and Hate Crimes Prevention Bill 2025. So I just wanted to put it up. So this is the latest rendition of this bill. There was one horrifying version of June or July that was available, but they updated the horror. At least the English has improved, but we can only go by what is being tabled at the floor of the house, so we have to be fair. But I है जो वो पहले वाला बिल है, मैं कहता हूँ अगर वो आप पढ़ लो, वही पढ़ के आपकी फटकी फ्लावर हो जाती थी, तो ये पढ़ के भी फटके फ्लावर तो होने ही वाली है. So here's what I was thinking. If I give you 8 tidbits of the bill, it's going to be unfair. So today we are going to do the unthinkable. Why should I be tortured alone? I will torture all of you with me. मैं अकेला क्यों मरूं? मैं ये सब चीजें पढ़ता हूं, आप लोग को पता नहीं चलता. आज मैं आपको पढ़ तो चुका हूं, वापस पढ़ूंगा ताकि आप टॉर्चर हो. अकेला मैं टॉर्चर क्यों हूं? आप लोगों को एहसास होना चाहिए जब ये लॉज ड्राफ्ट होते हैं, जब ये बिल्स ड्राफ्ट होते हैं और फिर ये फ्लोर ऑफ द हाउस में, असेंबली या पार्लियामेंट में जाते हैं, you guys should know what gets actually drafted. We have to develop a culture of reading legislation in India. We, the citizens of India, should read legislations. I mean, it's insane that a country which had 295A, 153A, section 124, other draconian IT sections, it was not. अभी वो सब भेलपुड़ी बन के वो नए वो न्याय संहिता और वो सब में आ गए हैं. As if those laws were not enough. You already have SC/ST Atrocities Act that also has speech restrictions. Those were not enough. The Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka and the Congress Party was like, hold my beer. Let us come up with a hate speech and hate crimes prevention bill. As if this legislation is going to plug the loopholes, as if there were loopholes in the Indian law already. You ask any of these people before they table this bill, so that means hate crimes were not punishable in India before this? They'll say, no, they were. But now, हमको तो और करना है. और करना है हमको और जलाना है. And by the way, ask your super chats at least after 5-10 minutes of absorbing this bullshit. Then ask your super chats. I know one person has already shared BJP Karnataka is failing, Congress is Nazi. I'm sorry, I just can't laugh at this mess. When I read this legislation, and don't give me the bullshit. Oh, Europe has it. Canada is having hate speech laws refined. वो bill C9 या कुछ आ रहा है. They are also wrong. All of them are wrong. When I was one of those rare species on planet Earth who had read that Law Commission report, go dig my old tweet out. People who can search Twitter well, go dig my old tweet out. And देखो मैंने वो लॉ कमीशन की रिपोर्ट के बारे में कब मैंने लिखा था और मैंने बोला था मुझे सदमा लग रहा है, ये आ रहा है, ये आ गया, हमारी लगने वाली है. और कांग्रेस ने बोला ना बेटा हम सबसे पहले लाएंगे, और ये हर स्टेट में आने का मुझे डर लग रहा है. और इवेंचुअली this is going to go to the Supreme Court, and you have right now the Chief Justice of India, Mr. Suryakant, the Honorable Justice Suryakant. He is no lover of free speech, as you have seen through his commentary during the Nupur case and the Samay Rana Ranveer Alawadia case. I have like all the bad nightmare scenarios being played in my head right now, And all those nightmare scenarios seem to be coming true. जो मेरी इस समय फट रही है, as an Indian who loves free speech, I can't express myself in words. But ladies and gentlemen, enough said. Let's torture ourselves together. And the audio listeners, okay, you are also going to go through this torture. सब लोग साथ में शहीद होंगे, सब भाई बहन साथ में, सब भाई बहन. A bill to curb and prevent dissemination, publication, or promotion of hate speech and crimes which cause disharmony, hatred in society against the person or group of persons, organizations, and provide punishment to such crimes and to provide adequate compensation to the injured victims. Whereas it is expedient to curb and prevent dissemination, publication, or promotion of hate speech and crimes which cause disharmony, hatred in society against the person or group of persons, organizations, and provide punishment to such crimes and to provide adequate compensation to the injured victims and for matters connected therewith for the purposes hereinafter appearing. Now, let me give you an example of how all these arguments are framed in India, in Europe, in Canada. Truly, America is literally a beacon when it comes to free speech, ladies and gentlemen. It is only the United States of America that is holding up to the pressure. Every single country on planet Earth is just, it's sickening what they do to free expression and free thought. The classic startup to this bill is an appeal to emotion fallacy. I don't know how many of you know an appeal to emotion fallacy. It is a classic argument. Appeal to emotion is a fallacy where an argument is made to manipulate your mind through emotional responses instead of actual factual examples. It is always manipulating. वो आपको मैनिपुलेट करते हैं, आप हेट्रेड को सपोर्ट करते हैं. These are the kinds of bullshit lines that are going to be used by these people. You mean to say hate speech should be allowed? People should be allowed to express hatred towards others? Yes. Grow up. People should be allowed to hate each other. You know why? Because most people are normal. They don't go around hating each other. But this is where we are. It is insane. So look at the start framing of the bill. Classic appeal to emotion fallacy से start होता है ये. मैं तुझे बचाऊंगा, तू अबला इंडियन. वाहियात बिल. Blah blah blah, wo chodo. Short title and commencement. This act may be called wo bhi theek hai. It shall come into force on such date as the state government may appoint by notification in the official gazette. Now we come to the fun part. This is the definition. Hate speech. Now listen to this definition of hate speech as per this legislation. Includes any expression which is made, published, or circulated in words, either spoken or written, or by signs, or by visible representations, or through electronic communication, or otherwise in public view, with an intention to cause injury, disharmony, or feelings of enmity or hatred or ill will against person alive or dead, class or group of persons or community to meet any prejudicial interest. And then they define prejudicial interest means and includes the bias on grounds of religion, race, caste or community, sex, gender, sexual orientation, place of birth, residence, language, disability, or tribe. Can you believe it? Place of birth and residence. I repeat, ladies and gentlemen, place of birth and residence. It's at least small mercies cricket teams are not involved in now. I am just waiting for RCB fans to be like, "Tu sale RCB ko nafrat karta hai na? Add cricket teams. IPL teams will be added to this." ये पक्का होगा. वाहियात RCB fans already हैं. ये देखो आ गया. Kushal, you can't hate RCB anymore. I'll sue you under this. Wahyat desh. Wahyat. Oh man, it's insane. Okay, so this is the definition of hatred. But फटनी उससे नहीं चाहिए, फटनी इससे चाहिए. So, ladies and gentlemen, this bill says words either spoken or written or by signs or by visible representations or through electronic communication or otherwise in public view. So tell me if I retweeted some tweet which I didn't find hateful, but the law found hateful. Think about this scenario, ladies and gentlemen. Socho. What if I retweet something? Will that be considered electronic communication or otherwise? And you know what the insane part is now? You know, people who get all lawyery-shoyery with us, you know what they say? No, but you know, you have to prove that it is with an intention to cause injury. भाई इंडिया में द प्रोसेस इज द पनिशमेंट. किसी ने ये लॉ लिया, दे फाइल अ केस अगेंस्ट यू, यू आर स्क्रूड फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ टिल इटर्निटी एड इन्फिनिटम ऑन स्टेरॉइड्स, and then you keep fighting. You keep fighting. This is what the reality is. The process will be the punishment. And we already have enough laws on the statute book that deals with all this bullshit. But now Karnataka ne bola, "Ne main tanu dasna. I will show you how it's going to be done." Democracy is not in danger, ladies and gentlemen. Salman Rushdie ने इतना बड़ा प्रवचन दिया था, भैंस की आंख उसकी राइट आंख उसको बोल रही होगी, गांडू मेरी आंख तो देख, तू तो अपने आप को तो देख. चलो आगे पढ़ते हैं. Hate crime means communication of hate speech by making, publishing or circulating any act of promoting, propagating, inciting or abetting or attempting such hate speech to cause disharmony or feelings of enmity or hatred or ill will against any person, dead or alive, or group of persons or organizations. मेरे को एक बात बताओ, how are they going to manage to do anything? Every day on Twitter, literally anything that can be construed as a hate crime happens on a daily basis. People are constantly spreading racism, casteism, sexism, bigotry, all sorts of bad things, and धप and an anonymous account लगा के retweet और ये कर रहे हैं. ये government उनको पकड़ेगी कैसे? How is the government intending to do it? And now comes the kicker. Communication means and includes communication of expression made in public view by way of verbal, print, publication, electronic means, or other means to convey such expressions. Look, the last line is the kicker. Other means to convey such expression. कुछ छूट गया ना तो other means. It is amazing. The level of retardation of the people who do these things. You know, I can imagine how these, authoritarians must be having these discussions in India. They must be having this discussion. Sir, magar, what if somebody comes up with a situation and we miss that? They will be like, chalo, let us add other means to convey such expression. It is insane. These people are crazy. Anybody who thought that I will sit down and draft a bill like this is crazy. I don't care if they're Congress or BJP. Both are crazy if they do it. This is the level of rubbish that we have to deal with in this country. Ho torture. Sabko padhaunga main sala. The words and expressions used and not defined in this act but defined in Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023 or Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita 23 or the Information Technology Act shall have meaning respectively assigned to them in those acts. अगर हमारे इस चंगुल से तुम गलती से फंस गए तो ये बाकी तीन तो है ही. That's what they mean. Punishment for a hate crime. बहुत बढ़िया punishment है. देखो, commits hate crime shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 1 year, which may extend to 7 years with a fine of rupees 50,000. If you retweet, sometimes you're going through a tweet and you accidentally retweet, तब क्या होगा? नहीं नहीं नहीं, वो इंटेंट आप फाइट कर सकते हो, हाँ बस लड़ते ही रहोगे. For any subsequent or repetitive offenses, the punishment shall not be less than 2 years, which may extend to 10 years with a fine of rupees 1 lakh. This is draconian. If you think this is not draconian, तुम पागल हो. तुम सब पागल हो. अगर तुमको ये ड्रैकोनियन नहीं लगता है ना, तुम सब पागल हो. मुझे कोई पड़ी नहीं है अगर ये पूरा देश 140 करोड़ लोग इस देश के बोले ये लॉ ठीक है, वो सारे के सारे पागल है, मैं सही हूं, ये लॉ पागल है. तुम सब पागल हो अगर तुमको ये नॉर्मल लगता है. एंड इसीलिए आई एम रीडिंग दिस बिल सो दैट तुम साले सब के सब तुम्हारी फटनी चाहिए ये सब चीजें पढ़ के, ताकि तुमको पता चले इस देश में होता क्या है एक्चुअल में. The court may award adequate compensation to the victim by calculating the injury caused due to hate crime depending upon the gravity of the impact of the hate crime. ये calculate कैसे करेंगे? मगर करेंगे. ये सब होने वाला है. अभी देखना कोई लॉयर आके बोलेगा अरे देखो ना ये केस में ये हुआ, ये केस में हुआ. I don't care, it's stupid. This should not be there in the first place. The offenses under this act shall be cognizable, non-bailable, and triable by the judicial magistrate first class. Shabash. The said provisions shall not extend to any book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation, or figure in electronic form or otherwise, the publication of which is proved to be justified as being for public good on the ground that such book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation, or figure is in the interest of science, literature, art, or learning, or other objects of general concern, or which is kept or used for bona fide heritage or religious purposes. You see what they did here? They carved out an excuse for their guys. So basically, you create a North Korean style system and then, ये तो अपना बंदा है, इसको free कर दो. And look at the beauty in the end. Religious purposes. See, the reality was these people, they knew if religion is tested by the criteria that they themselves have set in this bill, religion will fail. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will read religious verses to you. Because this is such a one-sided, shitty scenario, because religion can never be charged in any case. And I don't care if you're a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian and your sentiments are hurt. I don't care. Your religion says these things. And your religious books say these weird things. And if you're hurt, I don't care. I am literally verbatim just freaking reading this bill. So let's start with the Manusmriti, chapter 5. Law with respect to women. Lack of independence. This is the Patrick Olivelle translation. 147. Even in their homes, a female, whether she is a child, a young woman, or an old lady, should never carry out any task independently. As a child, she must remain under her father's control. This is 148. As a young woman, under her husband's. And when her husband is dead, under her sons, she must never seek to live independently. So feminist. 149. She must never want to separate herself from her father, husband, or sons, for by separating herself from them, a woman brings disgrace on both families. 150. She should be always cheerful, clever at housework, careful in keeping the utensils clean, and frugal in her expenditure. Samjhi, all the women listening to this right now. Follow it. बराबर करो सबके सब. सारे के सारे. आगे. Duties towards husband. By the way, there is no duty towards wife mentioned. 151. The man to whom her father or with her father's consent her brother gives her away, she should obey him when he is alive and not be unfaithful to him when he is dead. Women are treated like commodities. Hi, shabash. ऐसे exchange कर रही है मनुस्मृति. The invocation of blessings and the sacrifice to Prajapati are performed during marriage to procure her good fortune. The act of giving away is the reason for his lordship over her. For his lordship over her. 153. In season and out of season, in this world and in the next, the husband who performed the marriage consecration with ritual formulas always gives happiness to this woman. Ladies, you are stuck with the man. अगर शादी कर ली हमेशा के लिए. And men, तुम भी फंसे हो उसके साथ. 154. Though he may be bereft of virtue, this is the beauty. Though he may be bereft of virtue, given to lust, and totally devoid of good qualities, a good woman should always worship her husband like a god. समझी? मगर ये हेटफुल नहीं है, ये औरतों के खिलाफ नहीं है, क्योंकि क्या कहती है कर्नाटका हेट स्पीच बिल, which is kept or used for bona fide heritage or religious purposes. मजे करो, एंजॉय. अभी आगे आपको लगता है क्रिश्चियनिटी नहीं करती ना. जेनेसिस 3:16. To the woman he said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband and he will rule over you. Ephesians 5:22-24. Wives, submit yourself to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Feminism. Really. 1 Timothy 2:11 and 12. A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit a woman to teach or to assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. Isn't it very similar to the Manusmriti, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it very similar to the Manusmriti? Such nice, wonderful thoughts. Such amazing thoughts. Leviticus 18:22. Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman. That is detestable. All you homos, bad people. Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. हाय. सीधा मरने मारने पे आ गए हैं. मगर क्या लिखा है? Which is kept or used for bona fide heritage or religious purposes. भाई इनका काम सेट है. इनका काम सेट है. और अभी कुरान पढ़ते हैं. Quran 4.11. Allah commands you regarding your children, the share of the male will be twice that of the female. If you leave only 2 or more females, their share is 2/3 of the estate. But if there is only 1 female, her share will be 1/2. Each parent is entitled to 1/6 if you leave offspring. But you are childless. If you are childless and your parents are the only heirs, then your mother will receive only 1/3. But if you leave siblings, then your mother will receive 1/6. After the fulfillment of bequests and debts, be fair to your parents and children, as you do not fully know who is more beneficial to you. This is an obligation from Allah. Surely Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. You can see the discrepancy in the inheritance. 4.34, my favorite verse. And I've taken the most benign translation. The most benign one. Men are the caretakers of women, as men have been provisioned by Allah over women and tasked with supporting them financially. And righteous women are devoutly obedient and, when alone, protective of what Allah has entrusted them with. If you sense ill conduct from your women, advise them first. If they persist, do not share their beds. But if they still persist, then discipline them gently. This gently bit, last bit, different translations. Many translations just say strike them. I'm not making it up. You can read the Quran right there. I have it. Surely Allah is most high, all great. Oh, उसके पहले लिखा है, but if they change their ways, do not be unjust to them. Quran 7.81, indeed you approach men with desire instead of women, rather you are transgressing people. Clearly, even they don't like it. Homosexuality. Quran 27.55, do you indeed approach men with desire instead of women? Rather you are people behaving ignorantly. So tell me, when we read this bill, what did it say? You cannot have prejudicial interest against gender, sex, sexual orientation. But religions clearly can have it. But we can't. We're not. Now tell me, how do we deal with this? Let's read further. Preventive action to be taken by the law and order machinery. Executive magistrate or special executive magistrate or any police officer not below the rank of a deputy superintendent of police, on receiving information and after such inquiry as he may think necessary, has reason to believe that a person or a group of persons within the local limits of his jurisdiction is likely to commit an offense or has threatened to commit any offense under this act and is of the opinion that there is sufficient ground for proceeding, take necessary preventive action for keeping the peace and good behavior and maintenance of public order and tranquility. What does this bit mean essentially? That if your political opponent does not like you or your views, basically you're screwed. So you can be living anywhere in India, and the Congress government in Karnataka and does not like your views. They will just call the cop and be like, "Utha isko, le aa." As if we did not have enough laws. ये है. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the great Republic of India, where you are not allowed to say anything. And Karnataka is leading the way. ये next वाला तो ठीक है. Offenses by organization or institution. This is so good. If the person committing an offense under this act is an organization or institution, every person who at the time of offense committed was in charge of and was responsible to such an organization or institution for the conduct of the business of the same, as well as such organization or institution, shall be deemed to be guilty of the offense and shall be liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. सबसे पहले तो ये मीडिया की लेने के लिए बनने वाला है. मीडिया और पूरी मीडिया ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की लेंगे. एक आदमी बोलेगा मर लेंगे सब. Aye. Provided that nothing contained in this section shall render any person liable to punishment if he proves that the offense was committed without his knowledge or that he had exercised all due diligence to prevent the commission of such offense. Basically क्या होएगा, आपको नोटिस मिलेगा, आपको उठाया जाएगा. Man. अब बस आप प्रूव करते रहोगे. मुझे तो महेंद्र से इस गांड भी फट रही है, हंसी भी आ रही है. भाई मुझे तो सिर्फ हंसी आ रही है, मेरे को तो गांड नहीं फट रही, मैं तो हंस रहा हूँ. मैन. Explanation. For the purpose of this section, organization or institution means and includes association of persons, whether registered or not. Oh, wow. This is next level stuff. मुझे मजा आता है जब लोग हमारे देश में जब लोग फ्री स्पीच के लिए मेरे से आर्ग्यूमेंट करते हैं ना, मतलब मुझे वो ऐसे चूतिए लोग लगते हैं ना. आई एम सॉरी, तुम सब चूतिए हो जो फ्रीडम के खिलाफ हो ना बोलने के. द वंस हु आर अगेंस्ट, तुम सब के सब चूतिए हो यार. तुम सब चूतिए हो. तुम्हारी सेंटिमेंट्स है ना, वो वैल्यू नहीं करती. तुमको सिर्फ पॉलिटिशियंस को ये पावर देनी है और पॉलिटिशियंस तुम्हारी जिंदगी नरक कर देंगे. खास तौर पे कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स, ये मेरी बात लिख के ले लेना. मार्क माय वर्ड्स, ऑल यू कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स, laws like this are the ones that fuck you in the ass. And All of you shameless pieces of shit are not talking about this. As always, I am the only moron who spoke about it. The only moron on the entire YouTube landscape that actually read the legislation privately and now is reading it publicly. All you fuckers who are just doing rage bait 24/7 and then claim to have an opinion on things without researching or having any understanding of how the machinery works or how law works, all of you fuckers are going to be charged under this very law. All of you are full of shit. I have so much disdain for the average content creator in India when it comes to free speech. Chalo. Power to block or remove the hate crime materials. The designated officer, as notified by the state government, shall have the power to direct any service provider, intermediaries, person, or entity to block or remove the hate crime materials from its domain. So basically, already they have it, by the way. Already they have it. So let's say you are a content creator and Karnataka police writes कि इसका हैंडल बैन कर दो, तुम्हारा हैंडल बैन हो जाएगा. ये होगा. फिर एक वो ग्रीवेंस सेल होती है, ग्रीवेंस सेल में जाओ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की और लड़ते रहना अपना केस, मुसद्दी लाल बन जाना. Application of other laws are not barred. Basically, it's saying that the other laws are equally applicable. Protection of action taken in good faith. No suit, prosecution, or other legal proceedings shall lie against public servants for anything which is done in good faith or intended to be done under this act or rules. अपने आप को बचा लिया है भाई, अपना पिछवाड़ा बड़ा सेफ कर लिया है, अपने आप को बचा लिया है लॉन्डो ने. Oh, I love this country. I love it. Love it. इतना वधिया है ना ये, मैं कहता हूं वधिया वधिया. Power to remove difficulties. If any difficulty arises in giving effect to the provisions of this act, the state government may, by order published in the official gazette, make such provisions to remove any such difficulty, provided that no such order shall be made under this section after the expiry of 3 years from the commencement of this act. Power to make rules. The state government may, by notification after previous publication, make rules to carry out the purposes of this act. This is just basically future amendments and stuff like that. So yeah, this is it. It is considered necessary to enact a legislation to curb and prevent dissemination, publication, or promotion of hate speech and crimes which cause disharmony, hatred in society against the person or group of persons, organizations, provide punishment to such crimes, and provide adequate compensation to the injured victims. Hence the bill. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the entire bill. Now, it is there on the Karnataka Karnataka government website also. I'm going to take it off, but ask yourself that what do you get out of it? First of all, my first question to everyone is, can we define, really, can we really define hate speech? If you ask me, my honest answer is it's very hard to define hate speech. I think it's a very shady concept, and let me explain why. The best case to understand hate speech is the Snyder versus Phelps case in the United States of America. I'm going to share a nice small little summary document for you guys. ऊपर ला रहा हूं, आप लोग पढ़ो. And this is why America is unique. America is amazing. So this was written on August 12th, 2023 by David L. Hudson Jr. This was a summary of the Snyder versus Phelps case. So in 2011, the US Supreme Court ruled 8-1 that the First Amendment prohibited the imposition of civil liability upon a church and its members who picketed the funeral of a slain Marine. The court reasoned that the highly offensive expression was speech on a matter of public concern uttered peacefully and lawfully on a public street. Westboro Baptist Church picketed military funerals to protest American toleration of homosexuality. Look at the irony. I don't like the Westboro Baptist Church, but damn, America is good in this, that they protect even these people. The Kansas-based Westboro Baptist Church and its founder, Fred Phelps, regularly picketed at military funerals to advance their views that God punished the United States for its toleration and promotion of homosexuality by killing the country's soldiers. Phelps, two of his daughters, and four of his grandchildren picketed at the funeral of slain Marine Matthew Snyder, killed in the line of duty in Iraq. The Phelps clan conducted themselves peacefully and pursuant to police orders. However, the signs included messages such as, quote, God hates fags, thank God for IEDs, and America is doomed. Tell me, isn't this hateful enough for you? Isn't this hateful enough for you? You can comfortably say this is hate speech. This is proper hate speech, right? If you were to ask any average person, anybody, they're going to say, yeah, this is hate speech. But आप सोचो, ये भी अमेरिका में अलाउ हुआ, ये भी अलाउ होता है. So basically what happened was the family of the slain Marine first won 5 million against the church founders, and then they went to the Supreme Court. And then he won there. Phelps, he won in the Supreme Court. So the court said, he stayed well away from the funeral. They were peaceful. Yes, their messages were hateful. But the US Supreme Court categorically stated that hate speech is part of free speech. Categorically stated. That is the level of clarity in American lawmaking. You have to admire that country. They are objectively better in this. Objectively better than India, than Europe, than Canada, than UK, than anything that I've come across in my life. When it comes to free speech, the United States of America is the global gold standard. It is mind-blowing. The American system is truly mind-blowing. They are very clear. Your sentiments are hurt? Fuck off. Grow a pair. Go ahead. Move on with your life. You can't defame anyone in America, and you can't make violent, active speech where the clear and imminent criteria threshold is proven. Other than that, anything goes. Any freaking thing goes in America. The state can't come after you. Again, if you're working for a private company, you will face consequences. Your boss is not obliged to hire you and go through the bad PR. But the state can't come after you. Today, what we are discussing through the Karnataka hate speech bill of 2025 that they have tabled is the state can ruin your life. Ask yourself, whatever I have read, can the state not ruin? The state can destroy you completely. It can break you. Whether it was the case of Samay Raina, Ranveer Alabadia, or many others, Kunal Kamra, or many others, Ajit Bharti, you can disagree with each and every individual. You can say Samay Raina's jokes are bad, Kunal Kamra is a dick. You can say whatever you want to, but let them be. ये हेट स्पीच करता है, ये करता है, ये वो करता है. कब सुधरोगे? कब सुधरोगे? हर टाइम इमोशनल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. ओह, तो आप हेट्रेड फैलाना चाहते हो? अबे नहीं चूतिए, मैं वो उससे अफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा हूं. कोई कल को बोल देगा ना, सारे डिसबिलीवर कमीने, मुझे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता उससे. उसको समझना दो मैं कमीना हूं, मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है. And to all the fraudulent arguments, oh, it will lead to mass riots. No, it doesn't. The level of hatred on social media is off the hook. It keeps increasing, especially after Elon Musk. But no, crime is not increasing. Hate crime. ये लोग आपको मजल करना चाहते हैं. And now they have found the convenient tool, whether it's UK, whether it's Canada, whether it's the European Union, and now it's India. ये साले आपको कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं. You think a racist will suddenly stop being a racist because there is some stupid hate crime bill? You think a casteist will change his casteist views? You think that's going to happen? This is your plan to change society? By avoiding things, hiding things, and by making the powerful or more powerful, your politician, your cop, your bureaucrat, they will have absolute control over your life. And it doesn't matter if it's a law passed in Karnataka. Freaking Karnataka can say some utterance in Maharashtra has caused disturbance in Karnataka. Karnataka police will come and pick me up. And if I am not influential enough, and what if there is a Congress government in Maharashtra and in Karnataka? I can't even protect myself. They will pick me up and take me there. ये जो लोग घटिया एग्जांपल देते हैं, नहीं नहीं वो तो यहां रुक गया, नहीं भाई वो बीजेपी की गवर्नमेंट थी, तेरा नसीब था. But why do you want to create this situation where you have to rely on a BJP or a Congress or a TMC to protect yourself? Today, Kunal Kamra, the only reason he is there in Tamil Nadu is because he is being protected by the DMK. It should not be that. It doesn't matter. Where some right-wingers are today in and around Delhi NCR is because they think BJP protect karegi. Is this the baseline that you want to set? And my question to every single retard, whether on the left or right of India, तुम लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता क्या उल्लू के पट्टो? ये कानून समस्या है. ये कानून नहीं होंगे तो कोई कुछ कर ही नहीं पाएगा.